Hello, welcome back to the water. And, yeah, I wasn't looking at anything kind of dumb that I'm oddly proud of. Hello, welcome back to the Wild Hunt. First part. Hello, goodbye. Currently on the options menu because I had to do this joke. That is the entire reason why I did this. Anyways, so I just finished the ending route for, the ending for Sabbath of the Witch, and I thought, hey, I have 2 more hours to play with. Let's just record the first part of Hello Goodbye as well, and give you a 2 for it today. Tomorrow, from my perspective. Anyways, let's go ahead and return the game and start the new game. Disclaimer, this is a work of fiction. Names, characters, businesses, places, events, fuck off. Hello world! We got an achievement. A certain politician stood boldly in front of the lectern, looking out at the vast audience before him. 日本で暮らす同志たちよ。私も日本で暮らしている。これも何かの縁だ。足を止めて、私の話に耳を傾けてほしい。我々は今、歴史の節目にいる。ここで。The venue was filled to the brim with each person listening attentively to his every word, their eyes glued. Positioned through the crowd were the mass media, recording the man with their equipment broadcasting this event across the country. Everywhere you looked, there were cameras flashing. These photos would appear front and center on every news publication the following morning. It was only a matter of time before the entire country knew of his name. Knowing his name meant knowing his message, what he stood for. Little did people know at this time how his words would come to shape history. Little did the man himself know. Only knew what this country, what its people meant to him. So he injected those feelings into every word that he uttered. I'm not gonna listen to the whole fucking speech. It's a fucking politician, they just talk to talk. And again, a new beginning follows yet another end. Hella fancy! I feel a soft vibrating sensation and wake up to find myself sitting inside a train. Must have been sleeping in a bad position because my neck and shoulders feel really sore. The seat beside me is empty as I rotate my shoulder and so I rotate my shoulders and stretch my arms. Take a deep breath and check my surroundings. I appear to be the only person in this compartment. I can make out 2 other passengers inside the neighboring one, though. This train can't even be at 10% capacity. But I have this entire compartment to myself, so I can relax and make myself cozy. That's probably why I fell asleep in the first place. Vibrations from moving vehicles are known to cause drowsiness, so it's not limited to trains. There's also something relaxing about that nice, consistent rhythm with the occasional bump. After looking out the window for some time, I start to get a feel for the area we're traversing and... Where am I? What train is this? It's a smaller one that, it seems a little smaller than the one I vaguely remember getting on. The core seems cleaner, and on the whole, it seems much fancier and newer. The most obvious difference is the coloring of the walls in the advertisement. Suddenly something pops into my head. Morino? The train is actually a monorail. Monorail that is running on the Morino monorail line. Morino monorail. During the planning stages of the monorail system's construction, it was realized that it would have to pass through many different urban areas. So in order to save costs on this on the land needing to be purchased, Special District Moreno and the project donors agreed to a more narrow monorail system. It extends out past Moreno's borders as well, and any foreigners wishing to enter the area will usually have to use the monorail due to the lack of an international airport. Monorail has very strict security checks, the kind of which you would find at an international airport, at any international airport. Name just reminds me of Moriocho. But why am I on this monorail? Why am I going to this place? Fresh questions run through my head as I rummage through my memory, trying to find the words that might tell me. Kaito. Suddenly I remember a name. My own name. Right, I'm... Tobu Kaito. I think that's how you say it. Well, that's not entirely true. Tobu Kaito is the name I will be assuming from now on. That memory was the trigger, then everything else came flooding in. I now remember why I'm in this situation. The train I'm on is in fact the Moreno monorail line. Its destination is also Moreno. Inside my pocket is a brand new wallet. Take it out and open it. Inside are an EC card, a credit card, an insurance card, and a driver's license. All these are needed if I'm to become Tobu Kaito. That's... whoops. Uncover the unseen! I accidentally clicked away the window, the text window, and got an achievement for it. A memory confirms for me. Nothing is missing. Yet I can't forget these. Take out a handful of documents from the bag I have with me. Okay? That guy looks weird. Like, he looks weird. Like, previous main characters of visual novels, they've always looked fairly handsome. He just looks weird, I feel. Like, the face is okay. But just the hair, not. Like, seriously. Anyways, a name. Tobu Kaito, date of birth, 1st of April. We don't know the exact one, but it's somewhere in the 1990s. Domicile of birth, Osaka Prefecture, Kashiwara, 3 chromosome 52. Current address, Special District Moreno, Makinozato 886. Father Tobutaro and mother Tobutaro and mother Tobu Noriko. I'm not gonna read the rest of that. Rest omitted. I certify that this is a true copy of the original family register. It's one document. On one document I see a picture with the name Tobu Kaito printed to its right. The person in the picture is obviously myself. Look at the train window and see that very same face reflected. Tobu Kaito, Tobu Kaito, Tobu Kaito. Repeat the name aloud and over and over. This will help me memorize the pronunciation and get used to seeing it written. Tobu Kaito. That's who I am. Try to mentally link the name with myself so I don't make any mistakes. But it'll be a while before I'm truly comfortable with it. If someone calls me that name, I have to respond without hesitation. To make the connection that they're talking about me instantly. It's crucial that I become accustomed to this. Since, after all, I took on this name for a reason. I belong to the military of the United Provinces of Japan, specifically the Security Department of the Intelligence Branch. More reading. Oh, that's like new, that's why there is a star. United Provinces of Japan. The United Provinces of Japan, also known as the UPJ, or South Japan, is one of the 3 sovereign nations in the Japanese region. The government was initially established at the end of the Edo period, immediately following the Satsuma Choshu alliance. It was planned to be a nation headed by the imperial family. However, the growing pressure on Japan from imperialist nations boasting powerful military might might lead the new government to separate themselves from imperial rule and elect the president instead. They succeeded in centralizing their government and creating a trias politica separation of power system sooner than the federal government, giving them an edge in the race to modernization. Their constitution was based off of the United States of America's, and under their system of government, the president was granted far more power than in the Commonwealth. As one example, while they lacked the power to create new bills to present to Congress, similar to the USA, it's possible for them to demand the creation of new laws while still possessing power to veto legislation that makes it through Congress. To veto legislation that makes it through Congress. Because of this, the president is able to have a substantial influence over the legislative branch as well. And Security Department, one of the intelligence agencies of the United Provinces of Japan. The previous head of the department, Kitake Shido, was also the founder of the organization. The Security Department boasts a level of precision and skill that puts it on par with the most famous intelligence organizations from around the globe. The group has received criticism from the Commonwealth for supposedly involving themselves in Morino's security. They are known not only for their intelligence-gathering abilities, but also for their unit of elite forces that they are capable of dispatching at their own discretion whenever they deem a threat to be present. I'm a member of their elite unit. You want me to go on a reconnaissance mission to Morino and assume the name Tobu Kaito. Is that correct, sir? I made sure to keep my back straight and speak clearly to my superior as I examined the documents he gave me. The man in front of me was the chief of the security department and also the elite unit's commander. Briefing.
Soda Page.
We are actually called Page, apparently. The name Page caught me off guard, and I thought he was talking to someone else for a brief second, but I quickly remembered. Page is my nickname, my military nickname to be accurate. Only a select number of close acquaintances call me by it. The name came from the page card on in the Minor Arcana. Huh? Minor Arcana. First time I had been called that name was during one of our military training sessions. There had been a push to take the so-called tag names Air Force pilots used, and have the regular army use them as well. They were primarily used during our training. Tag names are personal nicknames used in the Air Force designed around the idea of being simple and easy to use. They have been adopted to the security department as well. TAC is an abbreviation of tactical. They are used mainly during training and boot camp instead of actual missions in order to make a distinction between nicknames and actual call signs. Kaito refers to himself as Page due to the fact that he has participated in very few actual missions and has used his tag name much more often since his basic training days. I feel like I need to look up the Minor Arcana now. Minor Arcana Page. Pages. How do you search on his website again? Searching birds on PM on a website. Control F was. Control F. Page. Page. In one variation, princes and prince cards replaced the page and knight cards. The French cards replaced both the knight and the page with the jack and knave. Let's see. Page of wands. Page of cups. Page of swords. Page of pentacles. Let's go with the page of cups, I guess. This card can represent a sweet-natured child who loves home life and family but may struggle in school. Maybe I should just search like minor arcana. Or arcana page meanings. Page represents themes of youth, vitality, fascination, learning, and focus. You can think these cards are as the youngsters of tarot. They see the world with fresh eyes and find inspiration naturally and freely. Pages remind me of the unbridled obsessions we have as children. Okay. I'm learning. So the name they decided for me was Page from the Tarot. Kaito's nickname taken from the page card in the Minor Arcana of the Tarot. Medieval to the times, a page was someone who served as a knight's apprentice, hoping to one day become a knight themselves. Page was a servant of the king. That nickname was given to me with nothing but sarcasm intended. I could hear that same sarcasm in the way my chief spoke that name to me, and I could hear that same sarcasm in the way my chief spoke that name to me seconds ago. I had to admit it though, it was a pretty fitting name, considering how my old man controlled me and used me like he was my king. Chief sat down in his chair while keeping his eyes on me. His office was cluttered everywhere you looked, and the way his diplomas, medals, and decorations were displayed made it seem like he was intentionally trying to brag. The previous person in his position, on the other hand, was much more discreet and private about those things. The change in office appearance was more than telling of the change in its occupant. Yes, sir. Didn't react physically to his words, which I perceived to be meant jokingly. I shifted my eyes from the documents and met his gaze. Tomokaito. I like the sound of that name much more than Page. Second. Back on again. There we go. He ignored the specks of sarcasm in my words. I then saluted and left the room, documents in hand. I got something to drink. That was essentially the story of how I'd ended up in this mission, with this mission. And now, back to the present time. I'm currently on my way there. All that's left to do is successfully enter and become Tobukaito. As I hear the announcement that we're arriving at our destination, I quickly put the documents away. I finished my obnoxiously lengthy conversation with the immigration officers and exit the station. An unfamiliar city stretches all around me. Yet oddly enough, I feel like I've seen this place before. Morio, more formerly known as Special District Morino. This is the one single demilitarized zone throughout the entirety of the Japanese islands. Special District Morino. Special District Morino is a city located between the Commonwealth and the UPJ that boasts a population of 160,649 people. It is also the one demilitarized area in the Japanese region. At one time it was a fishing village, but it does not have a particularly large harbor. Western studies were also once taught on the monasteries found on the Academy Island, with a particular focus on Western medicine, which is why they were so forward in accepting the injured during the chaos at the end of the Edo period. It became a demilitarized zone after the Morino armistice was signed, and now serves as a location for negotiations between the Commonwealth and the UPJ to take place. It has gained the ability to self-govern thanks to the investments from certain donors. I probably butchered a whole bunch of words there. That's enough to make the city famous on its own. On top of that, Morino also makes mainstream news at least once per week. It's a relatively small city with a population of only 160,649, but its special position as the single DMZ means that there's no shortage of people who visit for political and economic reasons, purposes, both people inside Japan and across the world. The view I have of the city from the station here is one I've seen on the news countless times. It's a whole lot different, but it's a whole lot different. It's a whole different experience seeing it with your own two eyes. Look around, then check out a map and check where my destination is. It's hard to miss on the map. Academy Island, the island on which Tenshido Academy is built. Even without the map, you would have to be blind to get lost trying to get there. Now comes the question of how to get there. Car inspection due to the automobile restriction on this island, could make a taxi trip pretty costly. Guess I'll just walk to the bridge and decide when I get there. It wasn't a straight shot to the road leading to the bridge, but since I could see it from where I was at the station, I managed to get there without asking for help. By the way, I'm talking to the usual person again. Hey, I know you know that I'm talking to you. Could you please make like these shortened, non-spoilery like choice guides again for this game? I don't want to spoil myself. I just don't want to. So yeah, I would really appreciate it if you did that again. You don't have to though, I can also just look it up myself, I guess. It wasn't a straight shot to the road, I already read that. They call this bridge the Great Tenshido Bridge. Great Tenshido Bridge. Massive bridge which connects Academy Island to the mainland and derives its name from the school located there. It was built due to the lack of harbors in Morino, and during its construction they made it so the port on the island could be used for transportation as well. Connects the mainland with the island, which lies at approximately 1 kilometer from the coast. You might think it's a bit too big of a bridge to be built just for the academy, and you'd be right. It serves other purposes too. Morino has 3 harbors, and one of those is located on Academy Island. The harbor is open to the public, and additionally private boats and ships are allowed to anchor there. So the place sees quite a lot of use. The bridge is basically seen as the link between the mainland and the harbor. Pretty long bridge though. I probably should have realized how exhausting it'd be to cross this thing on foot. So the students of the academy somehow make this walk on a daily basis. After crossing the bridge, I make my way to my destination. For most people, Academy Island is the landmark of Special District Morino. Academy Island, on that note, is only its colloquial name. The real official name of this island is Morino Island. It being the home of the renowned Tenshido Academy, just gradually over time led to people calling it Academy Island. The school has a long, rich history to its name. It started as a private school built near the end of the Tokugawa era by a Christian church located on the island. The name Tenshido Academy, however, didn't come until around a century ago, and during the Civil War that split Japan in three, though. Ever since that day, this school has been a witness to the most drastic changes this country has undergone in those 100 years from its home here in Morino. The fact that people recognize the school enough to call the island Academy Island should tell one how esteemed and respected it is. Okay, now time to find the faculty room. Need to go there first to complete the remaining transfer procedures. After finishing those, I leave the room accompanied by a teacher. This was also incidentally her last bit of work for the day. So I just need to get it from the ward office tomorrow and bring it back to you, correct?
So, あさってでもいいのよ?
Sister, okay? I just wanted to finish the formalities as soon as possible.
しっかりしてるわね。それじゃあ明日も職員室に来てください。私は明日も出勤してるので。
Okay, I'll do that. Once again, thank you for helping me with this, Sister Therese. Do you mind if I just call you Sister? She's my homeroom teacher, and apparently everyone just calls her sister, so I might as well do the same.
ええ、構わないわ。
So I was wondering, your name is Therese, so...
洗礼名よ。私は生まれも育ちも日本よ。ハーフかと思った？
yes, apologies, it was a bit of a weird question. Anyway, sister, it was nice meeting you, and look forward to seeing you in class soon.
本当にしっかりしてるわね。一人暮らしは初めてみたいだけど、大丈夫そうね。不安なら先生も相談に乗るから。
My parents both work, so I've already learned how to cook. I should be able to hold up fine without any issues.
そう。ここでは学業に専念できるように、平日も休日も朝昼晩と学食で食事を取れるようになってるから、よかったら利用してね。
Ah, yes, I heard that. That seems like a great boon for the students here.
本当に慣れてるみたいね。変更。
She seems happy that I'll be able to figure things out mostly on my own. At least that's how I'd like to interpret her smile. The background they created for Tobokaito that's in my documents, says that I frequently change schools and have lived in multiple different cities. Hence, this is supposed to be nothing new for me. Originally from the Commonwealth, but I also lived in a UPJ for a period of time.
家庭の事情とはいえ、大変だったのね。
I won't deny it. I enjoyed being able to experience so many places, but I also kind of want to just settle down somewhere and not move anymore.
そのためにも勉強頑張ってね。
Yes, I plan to do that. Tobukaito is from north in the Commonwealth of Japan and had to move frequently throughout his life because of his parents' jobs. Anyways, Commonwealth of Japan! The Commonwealth of Japan, also known as the Commonwealth or North Japan, is one of the 3 sovereign nations in the Japanese region, with a constitutional monarchy-style government. Similar to what happened with the United Provinces, the growing pressure from imperialist powers around the globe led to a chain reaction that demanded radical action be taken against the imperial household. They were on the brink of fleeing from the country, however. They ultimately took refuge with the old shogunate. The family of the shogunate remained and took the position of prime minister, and the new limited monarchy was established with the emperor as the head of state. Though they managed to achieve a fairly adequate balance of power, most authority was still in the hands of the bureaucratic institutions left behind by the old shogunate system. I don't know how to say shogunate. I think it's shogunate? I think it's shogunate. Each minister was able to call upon their authority at their own discretion, which led to particularly nasty power struggles between the ministries and government offices. One example of such can be seen in the nation's intelligence agency. Each minister of the government wanted their own exclusive agency, which meant that information gathered was not shared between the various different agencies. It sounds fucking stupid. When did this... Oh, I missed this one. Morino automobile restrictions. After the sudden boom in the automobile manufacturers, traffic and the overall congestion became a serious problem in the city-state of Morino. After this, traffic control laws and certain restrictions on automobile owners were established. The most commonly used method of transportation in Morino was the tram, which led to the building of a railway network throughout the city. The drastic decrease in cars resulted in a sharp decline in traffic accidents, as well as less air pollution. Nice. Enrolled into the Tenshido Academy to earn a degree while living apart from his parents. Since both his parents worked, he was sort of used to living alone. And so the school accepted him on the reason that this would be an appropriate environment for him to further his education. 5 seconds. That was essentially the short version of Tobukaito's life. My throat hurts. Like it's really starting to hurt. I have just been non-stop reading here, Jesus. He lived in the UPJ for some of his life, transferred schools a lot, etc, etc. That's all. That's what you might call made-up bullshit. Ah yes! The most important military tactic. Making up bullshit. Luckily, I've already internalized the majority of it, so I managed to talk convincingly about myself with Sister Therese. But that doesn't mean I'm 100% confident I won't mess up. It's pretty exhausting to assume a false identity like this. It might take time, but yeah, I have to get more used to it. School dorms are on the mainland, so I need to cross over the bridge again. My room is ready, and my luggage should be there too. Wait a second. I have time to go, but I should probably get there before it gets dark, just in case any unexpected complications arise. But all of that aside, the view of the mainland Morno from across the sea is seriously beautiful. Breathtaking. And I can only imagine how much more beautiful it'll become. It'll be come nighttime with all the city lights. There's the famous demilitarized zone. God only knows how this view has changed over the 100 years since the Civil War. The island population grew through the reclaiming of the land, and then the bridge was built not long after. The city area has grown as well. Even have houses built on the sloped areas. I heard that apparently the area around the monorail was uninhabited land not too long ago. The residential area starts there and stretches until the base of the mountain. On the peak of the mountain, there's a park. Oh, you can see it there. Park, huh? Would probably be interesting to look at Morno from there. I'd probably get an entirely different view of the city. After crossing the bridge, I got on the tram and rode to the stop nearest the park. Tram! An official city transportation device which travels along rails built into the road. Some call it the ding-dong train, due to the sound of the bell that the conductor and the driver use to communicate with one another. Trams are generally only found in large cities, and for Morno they are an immense boon for the people due to the various automobile regulations. They have a wide network of trams that grows constantly. My jaw is actually kind of starting to hurt. Jesus. Tram is incredibly useful to people here in Morno. You can get anywhere you want using it. But naturally, it can't take you to the top of the mountain. Now that I'm off the tram, I walk onwards to the park. The number of people I see dwindles the further I climb, until eventually I'm the only one. I finally reach it, only to find that nobody's there. I wonder, this park may be pretty, but that climb is just... ugh. It was still bright when I was on Academy Island, but it's already gotten late to the point that it's started to disappear behind the mountains. The breeze coming from the ocean is chilly and extremely unexpectedly strong. But still, I have to say, the glow of the sun really makes this park look amazing. The shadow of the monument, dyed red by the sun, stretches out almost like a sundial, reminding me of the fleetingness of the spectacle. I wonder what place will give me the best view of the town. If only someone were around, and I could ask them. It looks like I'll have to find them on my own. Stroll through the park until I see what seems to be the fitting place. See most of the city from here. On a hillside full of absolutely gorgeous wildflowers. I almost wonder if these flowers are actually wild. They're almost too beautiful for that to be the case. It could just be the work of some dedicated gardener. It was amazing. Talk about a breathtaking view. The crimson glimmer on the ocean's surface, the shadow of the trees and the buildings, the mountain ranges. It's also picturesque. It almost seems surreal. The serious scenery wasn't created by any sort of regulations or ordinances from the government officials. Morno has always existed as itself and maintained its identity through the course of history. The city's alive and flourishing. That's what this view symbolizes.
あら
Instinctively turn in the direction I perceived the voice coming from. After which, I see a lone girl standing there amidst a wide array of flowers. My early observation was wrong. The park wasn't empty. This girl seems to be the one who tends to these flowers. As for why, I think that it would be the watering can she has in her hands. But honestly, beyond that, her attire seems a bit ill-fitted for garden work. I'm not sure if I should say something to her. For some reason I can't take my eyes off her. I have something to say to make things less awkward, but can't seem to find the right words. The words I said a minute or so ago are playing in my mind on an endless loop. Breathtaking. Of course, the girl doesn't catch on to my embarrassment and simply returns me a pleasant smile. She washes her hand with the water in the watering can, then dries them with a towel and walks over to me.
こんにちは
Still with a smile on her face, she bows lightly and greets me. We're the only two people here, so I know she can't be talking to anyone but me. Hello?
あ、うっかりはじめましてを言うのを忘れてました。では最初から5分はじめましてこんにちは。時間的にはこんばんはですね。
No, that's not...
どうしました？
She gave me a puzzled look, all while still maintaining that smile. I was just wondering, do you know me? But of course you don't. You just called me Mister.
なるほどです。
She claps her hands together. She claps her hands.
私の名前は雪城メイって言います。よろしくお願いします。初めて会うから自己紹介だったんですけど、間違ってましたか？
Oh no, you didn't do anything wrong. It's nice to meet you. Extend my hand. Sees my hand and smiles again.
よかった。手が汚れてたら握手できないと思って手を洗っておきました。
I feel like she's a bit out of it. Planned well.
お褒めいただき嬉しいです。
When meeting someone for the first time, it's probably etiquette to shake hands. She goes and shakes my hand. Even though she had just washed it, her hand feels warm. What's to do with that?
あなたのお名前は？
She asks me with that soft innocent smile of hers, which only increases my embarrassment. I have no intention of resisting that smile. My name is Tobu Kaito. I give her my fake name.
東部海藤さん？
Huh? Nope, I'm no thief. Tobu Kaito is my name. At least it will be during my stay here. Fucked up.
ここにいる間？
The girl points out the obviousness of my blunder, and all at once I begin to panic. Oh, that's just I have to call myself Tobu Kaito while I'm here for certain personal reasons. And now I was only further tacking on lies, digging my grave even deeper. I know that I'm not in my right mind right now. If I was, I wouldn't have let slip something that important. But then she says something I absolutely didn't see coming.
お猿の事情？
Personal reasons! The pronunciation was a little off there!
過ごさなければならない？
Yeah, a second, where's the log? Ah, yeah, she did say, like, double N there. And how do I get out of this? Huh? There. I know it, so she understands. I had to. I read wholeheartedly blurting that out!
だとしたら、それは内緒でしょうか？
Yeah, absolutely nobody can know. Damn it, how could I be so careless? As much as I felt bad about lying to this poor girl, the truth was not something that I could tell her. Why am I freaking out so much right now? Just calm down. Take deep breaths.
そう。 わかりました。内緒ですね。了解です。
Thanks for your cooperation. Oh, and I guess I forgot to say it, but it's nice to meet you, Yukishiro Mei.
はい。よろしくお願いします。東部カイトくん。
I can tell that she took my words at face value, both in how bright that smile of hers is and how genuinely she shook my hand. She seems to trust me completely, to such an extent that I'm worried that someone being so innocently naive.
カイトくんはここに来たの初めてですか？
I've been to Morino before, but this is my first time at the park. I had a bit of free time, so I just decided to check this place out.
来てみたんだけど。
It's stunningly beautiful.
そうなんです。ちょうどこの時間帯のここから見る街が綺麗なんです。だから私、ここが好きなんです。
She and I just met, yet we both share the same impressions of this view. The city and the girl, shining under the crimson sun, appear so beautiful to me. At this moment, I see neither the blooming flowers nor the panorama of the city. The only thing in my eyes seems to be this girl and her alone. Something? I asked that, noticing that she's staring at me too.
ごめんなさい。カイトくんがいい顔してたから、ちょっと見てました。
Dude looks a bit weird, though. Her words throw me off guard, and I struggle to find the right way to respond. Really? That's all I can manage to say. Despite the embarrassment, I can't take my eyes off her.
髪が夕日でキラキラしてて綺麗ですよ。
I don't want to make the situation any worse than it already is, so I keep my mouth shut. After we finished watching the sunset, May and I left the park. Coincidentally enough, she seems to be a student at Tenshido Academy herself. We're also in the same grade level at that. The school uniform she's wearing tells me all of this. I know you don't live out this way, but you're still coming with me. I really appreciate it.
気にしないでください。私、寮の場所は知ってますから。
Of course, I already know where the dorms are myself. I figure I might as well let her take me there. Since we're going to be classmates, this might be a good opportunity to get to know her. Initially, I was planning to just casually ask some things about school while she gave me directions. I never expected her to actually accompany me all the way there. She seems like a very generous, kind-hearted person. I really have to wonder if she was never taught not to follow strangers.
知らない人についていかないように言われているんですけど、カイトくんはもう知り合いですから大丈夫です。
Of course, I don't bite. Thankfully, it looks like someone did teach her that. But isn't it a little late to be out?
心配してくれてます。だから連絡入れておきました。
She shows me the display on her cell phone. There's a message that says, I am taking Kaito to the boys' dormitory. That can be taken in a very wrong way. Huh. Sure did. No problem then.
ですね。
Is everything really alright? Is our guardian seriously going to look at this and not think, who the hell is this Kaito person? Who knows? Maybe he's naive in a similar way to Mei. Perhaps Special District Morino is just a low crime area. Should I interpret this to mean that? We walk a few minutes from the tram stop and reach our destination. The place where I'll be staying. Place where I'll be staying, the boys' dorm.
カイトくんのお家は今日からここになるのですね。
Check the address on the dorm, and sure enough, this is the place. The dorm is called Maison Tenshiro. My French training has paid off. It's several dormitories for male students of... Actually... Yeah, Maison. Not mansion. Fuck! It's one of several dormitories for male students at Tenshiro Academy. Tenshiro. Interesting name.
天津楼は有名なんですよ。
Tenshiro. I think that was the name of the private school opened by the old scholar of Dutch studies, Genpaku Sugita. I think that's how you say his name. A scholar of Dutch studies, best known for his translation of the Kaitai Shinsho, a new book of autonomy during the end of the Edo period. The name of the Maison Tenshiro dormitory was taken from the name of the private school that he founded, the Tenshiro. Though the Morino Church was involved in medical treatment during the same period of time in which he lived, they had no relations with Genpaku Sugita. Whoops. The city of Morino was a central place for the development of medicine in the Bakumatsu era. That's probably why they named it after someone from that time period. The kind of name that sounds fitting for a boys' dormitory.
みんなの荷物置き場に使われる寮と聞いています。
Thanks for warning me. I'll watch out for that. This term seems to be a rather dangerous location.
それじゃあ私は帰ります。また学院で。東部カイト君。
Is the girls' dormitory you live in nearby, May?
いいえ、あっちの方です。
Over yonder, you say? Is that the park she's pointing towards? From what I know, the girls' dorms are on Academy Island itself. She's pointing in the completely opposite direction. Well, once again, thank you for coming with me. I really appreciate it.
どういたしまして。
Want me to walk you back to your place? It'd be pretty dangerous walking alone at night.
いえ、お家にようやく着いたんですし、旅の疲れを癒してください。
Yeah, thanks. I already figured she'd said no. I assume she isn't the type who wants others to be considerate on her behalf. I only just met her, but my first impressions gave me that assumption. That's the thing, though. May not have met even an hour ago. We met not even an hour ago, so I still feel like I want to talk to her more. We maybe meet again tomorrow, May? I have to go to a ward office, and I was hoping maybe you could show me how to get there. Would that be okay? I was a little nervous to ask that. That's probably why I spoke so quickly.
いいですよ。明日、友達と会う約束をしているので、それまでに。あ、そうですね。スーちゃんを紹介しましょう。
Who's that?
私の友達です。明日、カイトくんに紹介します。
Sure, that's fine by me. But just so you know, you don't have to help me if you already have plans. I won't you force you or anything.
早乙女すぐりさんと言います。とってもいい子です。スーちゃんなら、カイトくんとすぐに仲良くなれます。
That sounds great. I'll be looking forward to meeting her tomorrow. Looks like I picked the right person to make friends with. This should really do a lot more. This should really do a lot for my life here. Before May leaves, we make sure to set up where to meet tomorrow.
では、また明日です。
Yeah, see ya.
おやすみなさい。
Saying goodbye, I stand there and watch May walk off with a smile on my face. Right as she's about to disappear around a curve, she turns back and waves to me. I wave back at her. As soon as May leaves my field of vision, my smile drops. Got a good start to things, I'd say. If I can get on good terms with someone like her, I should be able to have a decent school life. Alright. I survey the dorm's surroundings, then enter. I do a quick inspection of my room to ensure that there aren't explosives or wiretap devices inside. Then I see what appliances I've been given and if my gas and electricity and water all work. After everything seems to be good. With that, I sit down, relax, and look through the documents verifying my identity. All documents and items necessary to prove myself as Tobu Kaito are present. Now the only thing to do is live the life of Tobu Kaito and make him into a real person. I lose my time reading through all the documents before realizing it's now time for my periodic status report. Use my mobile device equipped with cutting-edge encryption technology and contact HQ. Do I need to click? I did need to click. Hello? Is that what they say? I said, I sincerely hope I didn't accidentally make a normal call instead of starting the encrypted communication. The device's display seems to indicate that I did make the correct call, though. Yes, this is Tobukaito. I was told to get in contact with you. Can hear tapping on the keyboard for a while. What do I do with it? If there's suddenly that music that gets played when you're on hold. Yes, I'm here. That's correct, ma'am. No, ma'am. I have everything I need. Huh? Well, I thought I was supposed to... Yes, ma'am. I guess she really is only a middleman. Thank you. I'll keep that in mind. Even though my voice is firm, my mind is in disarray. I was just about to say something confidential. Yes, ma'am. I'll wait patiently. Immediately hangs up. Must seem like a worker to own with how robotic and rule-focused she was. I sure hope luck is on my side. I think that's more how I'm supposed to say that. Waiting for further instructions means essentially being on constant standby. And pretty much the only instruction I got was to go to school and live the life of a student. Exactly how are they hoping to achieve by having me here? What do they want me to do here in Special District Morino? What'll happen from here on out is anyone's guess. A situation I'm more than used to being in. Brings back memories of my army days. Living life where you don't even know what the next day will hold. That was once me. Like when I was in the military basic training academy and had no freedom over my life. Basic Training Academy, a special military school in the UPJ. It's not a boot camp that all incoming cadets go to. Instead, it's meant to rear soldiers for special military forces. The school itself is under the direct control of the army, and anyone that is shown to have exceptional physical prowess is allowed to enroll. Each student receives training for whatever area they are deemed to have aptitude in. They cover everything ranging from covert spy operations to acting as a bodyguard for VIPs. They worked us like dogs and expected us to keep up with the rigorous training without voicing a complaint. They hammered the knowledge required to be soldiers into both our bodies and minds, day in, day out. I went about my time there, not even understanding the point of this knowledge, just as I didn't understand how I'd ended up in such a place. Or better put, my brain couldn't even comprehend it. Those days of pain and anger persisted for a while. I was treated essentially like an animal. The parts of myself that weren't strong enough to live on as one, I tried to kill off. I hadn't even the time to lament or cry at my misfortune. Cry at my misfortune. I could only steel my body and mind to overcome the grueling hardships I endured on a daily basis. I was neither content nor dissatisfied. I simply existed and lived for the present, not caring for the future. That was the kind of life I had back then, so I'm used to uncertainties about the future. If I don't know what might come the next day, I'll continue on with my mission. Staying alert at all times and keeping away from those uncertain feelings so I can always react accordingly if something happens. Just have to pretend to live a normal life, essentially. city of Morino is more than adequate for that. At least it'll shape up to be much more pleasant by time and basic training. The only problem being I still don't know how long this mission will last. A few weeks, or maybe months. I highly doubt it'll end up being a few days, considering how lengthy the preparations were. Maybe I'll even end up staying a year plus, who knows. Wait a second. The following day, I wake up at 8 in the morning and prepare to head out. She is a kind girl, is this music called. Put on my shoes and open the door in the drab entrance area and see May standing right in front of me. Hey there. Got it pretty early, huh? May and I decided yesterday upon meeting in front of my dorm building. Oh, it is. I was just surprised. I mean, it looks like you've been standing there for a while. Sure don't seem like it. Oh, really? Nah, I think it's just how you're always so calm and composed. When I look at her, I see someone who's friendly and amicable, and I imagine the people she knows think the same. It is? She probably doesn't mean it, but still. It could just really be that she doesn't show it on her face. Are you still gonna be able to guide me alright? You sound like you're pretty restless. Yeah, I can imagine that. After all, I have a pretty important task here myself. I wonder if I'd be able to live here as a student if I didn't have to fulfill my mission. You too. Have you calmed down any? Right. And once again, thanks for doing this for me, May. She motions me in the direction of the tram. I already know where it is, but I keep that a secret and follow her. She might actually be pretty nervous. Oh, I hear her phone ringing. It's not my ringtone. Must be May's. Nah, not really. Sure, but I gotta answer your phone. She starts talking on the phone. Barely, she really didn't notice the call. Maybe she was too focused on her conversation with me. Wait, is she actually nervous about this? I don't mind. Did something happen? Ah, so she's just waiting for her to finish. That's perfect. You can head over there right now. Just breaking my neck real quick. And now it's my fucking back's turn. I swear if I had a way to record every single cracking my body does, I would. Just to make you realize just what the fuck is going on with my body. Like, Jesus. Ah, that isn't healthy! It's really not! Guess we'd better get going then. Don't want to make her wait too long. We start crossing the bridge and make our way to the Academy Island. If we had a car, it would have been just a stone's throw away, but since we walked, it took a decent while. If only we actually had things to talk about along the way. You always cross the bridge by foot, May? She smiles at me and I immediately agree. Yeah, it is. I guess not even natives get tired of this view.
私、森の区民じゃないですよ。国籍は合衆国です。
Yes, I am aware what a nationality is. Nationality. Before the war, everyone in the region of Japan had the same nationality of Japanese. However, ever since the country was divided into 3 sections, people will typically use the name of their country when asked for their nationality. Morino is not technically an official country, so residents will oftentimes simply write Japanese for their nationality. The United Provinces and the Commonwealth have allowed Special District Morino to establish its own separate administrative body, granting them a large-scale form of autonomous government. This is why many treat Morino as its own nation, even though it's not. Oh, really?
はい。でも、よく森野の人と間違われます。
Probably because you seem so well integrated.
だと嬉しいです。
She must have taken that as a compliment. She has a very pleased smile on her face. I guess that makes you something like my mentor as a transfer student. I mean, you know what a transfer student is. Transfer student. Special District Morino is not technically a sovereign nation, however, it functions as one in essence because of the large-scale system of the self-government they have been granted. Students who are not residents of Morino need government permission to enroll in their schools, and those who enter in this way have come to be called transfer students.
それじゃあ、カイト君は後輩なんですね。ふつつかな先輩ですが、こちらこそよろしくお願いします。
So they turned senpai and kohai into mentor and pupil. Putting yourself down too much.
それはすみません。
Gotta be more confident. Mentor can't let the pupil see their weak sides.
なるほど。では、カイト君、私は孫をことなきふつつかな先輩ですが、よろしくお願いします。
I think you misunderstood me. I didn't mean say it with more confidence. Yushiro Mei. I'm still getting to know her, but I can tell just how naive and gullible of a person she is. We reach the end of the bridge and walk through the school entrance and see a girl standing there. She's wearing the same outfit as Mei, the Tenshido Academy uniform. Once she notices Mei, she waves. But if that wasn't enough, she's even jumping up and down, almost getting glimpses of her underwear. I mean, there literally is like a little glimpse there. She seems a little innocent and naive too, but in a different way than Mei. Is this Su-chan?
そうです。スーちゃんです。
I accidentally said Chan. Hi there! Mei's friend seems astonished, and she's staring at me. But why? Do I look funny?
スーちゃん、紹介しますね。こちらが東部カイトくん。昨日引っ越ししてきたって話はさっきしたと思います。
Whoops.
カイトくん、こちらが友達の早乙女すぐりちゃんです。ニックネームはスーちゃん。
Why do I feel like she's gonna panic? Why do I feel like she's scared of men? She promptly introduces us to each other. Seems somewhat natural for her. Or she does introductions often. I'm Tomokato. Nice to meet you, Saotome Suguri.
なんで？なんであなたが今頃になって？
Why? Wait, what? What? Confusion. She suddenly burst into tears. Saotome Suguri, a girl I literally just met seconds ago, is now bawling in front of me. Tears well up in her eyes and rolled down her cheeks. She then kept, they just keep coming and coming. This girl is putting on quite the show. Luckily, there's no one else around. Hey, what's going on? Tell me, why are you crying? Are you okay? Stomachache? Headache? Are you, your arms hurt? Are you really alright? Should I call the medic? I mean, an ambulance? I like how he let slip the medic. What? You're not hurt? What's wrong? Why are you crying? May help me? Why is this girl crying? Oh, okay. That's just the way she is. Some people just cry randomly and she's one. Nothing we can do. It's immediately after saying that I realized the stupidity of it. Something like that is entirely impossible.
違います。スーちゃんは普段は
Absolute confusion! I am confusion! Why is it Kansas? But then, it is Arkansas! Why is it not Arkansas? That was a dumb vine I saw in a Three Houses Vine video. Moment her guys goes from me to me, the deer dam bursts again. The deer dams burst again. This naturally leads me to look over at me as well. It's all my fault. At least I don't think so. I haven't done anything.
カイト君は何もしていませんけど、カイト君が原因ではないかと。
Really? How? I literally just met her. I look over this Saotome Suguri once more, but I swear I really don't know her. It's been a long, long time since I was lost in this city anyways.
久しぶり。
The summon girl reacts to that. Yeah.
それじゃあなたは森野にいたのね。
Technically, it wasn't for very, very long though.
よかった。本当によかった。また会えるなんて思ってもなかった。
I can hardly believe what I'm hearing. You said, again? Girl, after she finally stopped crying, looks at me. She wears her emotions on her face. It's the same just a few moments ago when she was shedding tears. This girl, Saotome Suguri, she said she thought she'd never see me again and smiled. It's a warm smile.
ごめんね。泣いちゃった。いきなり泣かれて困っちゃったよね。
You could say that again! You could say that!
ごめん、本当にごめん。ごめんなさい。
Nah, it's all good. I was just surprised since it all happened so suddenly. I openly admit to it. The crying really freaked me out, so there should be no harm in saying so.
それは私のセリフだよ。
Huh? What do you mean? I think it was mainly awkward for me.
その後、突然だからびっくりしたっても、それは私のセリフだよ。
She's telling you the truth. She does apparently know Tobu Kaito. That's weird though. I wasn't told there was anyone who had this name. Maybe my superiors knew and just intentionally kept it from me? It's certainly possible. But why is something as essential as who the person I'm supposed to become? Who knows, maybe Tobu Kaito is just some fictitious creation, but a real person? The backstory they gave me was in fact that of the real Tobu Kaito. Yeah, that's a little far-fetched. They wouldn't send me all the way to Morino and not tell me something that important.
私、また会えるなんて思ってもいなかった。あのまま終わりだって覚悟したんだから。
I could sense a deep intimacy and affection in that gaze of hers. You might even call it love. Tobu Kaito was no doubt someone extremely important to her. Was he her brother, cousin, childhood friend, or maybe he was even her boyfriend? How long was their time together? When did they say their goodbyes? Suguri's reaction makes me think he wasn't someone she got to see often. But wait, I'm not actually Tobu Kaito. I should look different than this supposed man she knows. The fact that she mistook me for him makes me believe maybe they knew each other during childhood. Can't be the case? They were childhood playmates that came and estranged. If that's true, then I just might be able to fool her. We were in the same boat, Suguri. I was surprised when I saw your face. The crying part was surprising, sure. When I stop and think about it even more, so it's the fact that she knows a Tobu Kaito. Make sure to give HQ hell over this next time I contact them. How would they not tell me this? When it comes to tactical espionage operations, every single bit of information can prove crucial, no matter how small. Especially if so for me right now. This is a solo mission. God damn it. How am I gonna weasel myself out of this? There's one ever for a surprise. Let me tell you. No, ignore me. Here, I think my thoughts have finally calmed down. Maybe a mistake on HQ's part, but if I screw up because of it, the blame will fall on me. Gotta find a way to deal with this. And as the one tasked with this mission, I must do it completely on my own. First, I should focus on the situation at hand. Once I'm done here, I can contact HQ and get a follow-up. All I have to do is get myself out of this mess. Then I can do all the griping and complaining I want. But heck, for someone as quick-witted and eloquent as me, getting out of this will be cake!
スーちゃんとカイト君は知り合いだったのですね。カイトって名前ですぐわかったよ。
You do. It's not a name many people have. It also goes for my last name, Tobu. Called Tobu was an abbreviation of east of Musashi no Kuni, so the name should refer to someone around the Kanto region.
そうなんだ。物知りだね。
Thanks. Oh, right, Suguri, you go to Denshido too, right?
そうよ。そうじゃなきゃこの制服着てないでしょ。
Fair point there! He's looking at me pretty intensely. Help.
カイト。
Yes? Voice is so sweet and alluring that my heart almost stops for a second.
あれからどうしてたの？
Like how long?
あれから全く音沙汰なかったから。仕方ないって思うけど、私連絡先知らなかったから。カイトもでしょ？
Yeah, didn't have anything for you. Nothing at all.
私とカイトってあの場所しかなかったし。
Bingo! There's a hint! That means there were certain complications that prevented them from seeing each other normally, I think. I would knock out any of the options which I had them being related. In that case, was Kaito really her boyfriend? No, I doubt it. They were small back then, so most likely friends.
カイトは忘れちゃったかもしれないけど、私は待ってたんだよ。
Seriously? That's odd, because I tried visiting you.
嘘。
Yeah, that's a lie. Sorry. Maybe that lie was a little distasteful. Oh yeah, I did. I just knew in my heart that you were waiting for me, Suguri. Wait, no, want to, like, give you a gift as an apology.
お詫びの品？何？
Chocolates would be the go-to gift. Oh wait, hold on. Now kids at that age like candy. I'm screwing up this conversation so badly. Quick-witted and eloquent, I am alright. I just got a way to get out of this, like, it's just... Wait, like just the moment she said, like, she knew him, like... Wait... I seem to recall... Like... I seem to recall someone with your name, and... As a child, that was probably look similar to you as a child. But sadly, I don't remember much of that period of time. It's just, no, it's just, was a pretty stressful time afterwards, so it just, memories just kind of starting to have holes. Like that, just use that as an excuse. Well, I'm just lacking the information to make this conversation work, and it'll only get worse at this rate. I have to use my wit to at least pull a few more hints out of her. Sorry, remind me again, where did we meet? Nice, relaxing movie I had going suddenly snaps. Already pretty tense myself, I exchanged frantic look between Maya and Suguri. What's wrong? Suguri's facial expression freezes. She's still smiling, but it doesn't seem too friendly. crap, did I say the wrong thing? Come to think of it, May is also stiff as a board. Wait, what did I say to her that caused all this? Something like, where did we meet, if I remember correctly. Was that a clever thing to say? Hopefully? On my first encounter with a girl named Satomu Suguri, Akarisue, I had the privilege of seeing her soft face as well as her smile, both equally lovely. It must have been my lucky day. I also got to see her angry face. Can't even help but think she looks cute, but when she's in a fit of rage, like she is, even when she's in a fit of rage like she is now, she must owe that to her natural beauty. Ka?
Kaito no baka!
Her frame is much smaller than mine, but oddly enough, she seems much taller than me right now. She takes her arm and arcs it back behind her head. It reminds me of the famous telephone punch. I know exactly where that hand is headed. Telephone punch. The punch executed by pulling the fist back to the ear, giving the appearance that one is talking on the phone. The name was also derived from how predictable the move is, since the user is telephoning to her target what they're about to do to them. Though it isn't technically a punch, it's an open palm strike. Open palm strike, also known as the bear claw strike. The open palm strike is a technique that makes it easier for the user to put their body weight behind the blow and focus on dealing internal damage to the receiver. It is hard to injure one's fist using it, and its reach is shorter than a normal punch. Additionally, it is possible to grab the opponent after landing the strike. Using your palm instead of a fist makes it easier to convert your body weight into the swing and cause internal trauma to your opponent. Being as calm as I am, I can assess all this. She then swings her arm like a whip and slaps me in the face with every ounce of force in her. Whap! What the hell are you assessing shit for? What the hell are you assessing shit for me? Dodge, you idiot!
カイトくんが倒れた。倒れました。どしゃって、どしゃって。スーちゃん、何を。私、一体何を。カイトくん、大丈夫？わわ、見るからに大丈夫じゃないです。白目です。白目。
He got knocked the fuck out!
私初めて見た白目向いてる人。すごい、こんなになっちゃうんだ。私がやったんだった。反省します。スーちゃん、反省よりもまず救急車を呼びます。そうね。違う。このまま保健室の方がいいわ。確か保健の先生がいたはずだから。そうでした。私がこっち持つから、メイはそっちを。
So this is what the afterlife looks like.
あ、気づいたかな？本当ですか
？Where am I? I see a wall. Or wait, actually, I think that's the ceiling. Yeah, I'm right, it is. But still, where am I? It smells like some kind of medicine. Is that disinfectant? Guess I'm at a hospital room. Or no. The city would look different there. Oh, I'm at school.
カイトくん、大丈夫ですか
？That's a good question. Face kinda hurts a little, I guess.
そうですよね。目立ってないけど、よく見ると腫れているのがわかります。カイト、ごめん。本当にごめんなさい。
The Sue girl looks me in the eyes. Just one look at her face is enough to tell me that she feels genuinely sorry. Right, she slapped me in the face. Her name is Satomu Suguri. She's a good friend of the generous girl I met yesterday, Yukishiro Mei. Suguri already knows me, apparently. Well, not me to be exact, but Tobu Kaito. Thanks for getting knocked out. Thanks to getting knocked out, I finally feel level-headed. I was in complete panic mode ever since she started bawling out of nowhere. And because of that, I never managed to keep a composed mind throughout our conversation. I was in such a sorry state that I wound up getting slapped by a dainty girl like her and falling unconscious. A dainty girl cannot slap someone into unconsciousness! I have to admit, it was a fatal blunder on my part. I have to do things right this time around. I have to eliminate any enormous misunderstandings between us and secure my position as Tobu Kaito at the academy. I apologize for what I said, caused some, well, misunderstandings. I have to tread very, very carefully. Convince her without trampling on any feelings. So, Suguru, I think you might have mistaken me for someone else. Yeah, it could be another Tobu Kaito. It's only my third time ever being in the city, and I've never lived here once. Yep, wouldn't need May to show me where the ward office is if I'd lived here before. Thank God. Personally, I'd rather not be the guy that makes you cry and gets slapped in the face. So yeah, please don't mistake me for that guy. Phew. Am I in the clear for now? Well, I should at least contact HQ and ask them about the thing with Suguri. What I did was only a temporary solution. Oh no, man, you're fine. So, anyways, guess I should reintroduce myself. Nice to meet you, Sue. I'm Tobu Kaito. Why can't I? Man, that's no fun. Suguri is a wonderful name indeed! I'll call you just that. Oh, and please call me Kaito. Almost feel like I sensed a certain melancholy in her expression when she said Kaito. Oh, by the way, where are we right now? Ah! First faculty room, now the infirmary. Sure, don't seem to be a very normal student. That's somewhat depressing. School nurse comes in and gives me one more checkup. Thankfully my cheek isn't too swollen. Basically have to be looking from right in front of me to see it. After we're done there, we left the school, then crossed the bridge and took the tram to the ward office. My initial hope was to get all the paperwork done by noon, but it went a lot faster than I expected. In countries with an effective bureaucracy, these kinds of legal procedures tend to be quick and simple. Morino might even be better than the UPJ in that regard. I remember the fucking hell that was trying to, like, get my driver's license test set up. Like in Germany, the way it is, like you first need to do like the actual lessons for the knowledge to stick. Then you have to go to a certain place. The thing is, like, I couldn't go to like my local city hall and give them the stuff so they can send it, because the person that was like the one responsible for that would be gone for another month. So we had to go directly to the place where it's handled. There we had to wait fucking minutes only to find out, hey, you need to get like this number from there and there for this, that. It's fucking confusing, and I had German bureaucracy basically. Then Again, you have to keep in mind that the UPJ favors individuality over strong government, which is why you often have delays there. Guess it's just a reflection of the national identity, even if in this case we're all still Japanese. National identity! People are said to have different characteristics depending on which of the 3 regions of Japan they are from. Not technically accurate, since they are not formally separate countries. There's also pretty strong bureaucracy in the Commonwealth, if you come to think of it. But I've heard that when it comes to paperwork, it's not really that speedy. Wonder if that's true. If I keep getting missions like this in the future, I'll probably get to find out one day. After leaving the ward office, I let out a lofty sigh. Pretty nervous, all things considered. Had HQ made any mistake with the handling of my information, it could have spelled serious trouble for me. Plus, there's no guarantee it'll go this swimmingly next time. I've underestimated the investigatory prowess of a country's administrative branch. As long as it's only for a short while, footing them won't be too tough. The longer my espionage assignment continues, the harder and more risky it becomes. My appointment today served the purpose of confirming that the name Tobukaito was really registered. So from now on, I should avoid going here unless absolutely necessary. But anyhow, that's one thing done for the day. Suguri comes over and addresses me. Just the nerves. I swear I'll never be comfortable doing this kind of paperwork stuff. Oh, have you had any run-in with the cops? Her words caught me a little off guard. It's like she's thinking of my situation specifically. Ah, gotcha. Just sounded a little dark. I can kind of picture it as an example, though. Oh yeah, it's like you feel this weird sense of guilt even though you're innocent. I love this face. I will go for her first, just because of this face. What am I saying? Let's just put it like this. You can't help but feel a little nervous when you do something you don't do a lot. That seems surprising? I mean, I did just get here. There's a lot to be anxious about when you're in a foreign place. Yeah, people tell me I don't show my emotions on my face. Sato Misuguri. Kinda like how frank and straightforward she is. She threw me for a loop with that crying fit earlier, but I think me and her have been hitting it off pretty well ever since then. Bean, I bet you have plenty of things you're good at yourself. I'll save that for another time. But anyway, where's May at? Finished my registration, I realized both of them had already gone outside. May apparently saw someone she knew and went to say hi. She looks a little grumpy, probably because I dodged her question, as she points off towards a 2-story parking garage belonging to the ward office. May coincidentally just left the parking garage. She waves before walking over towards us at a leisurely pace. Nope, I just got done actually. Is this person your grandma? Basically someone from her neighborhood that she frequently talks to? Maybe. Sure, thanks. Girl that gets gifted tangerines in front of the ward office, then shares them with her friends. Maybe she has such a calm and relaxed demeanor because she spends her time with old folk like this granny psycho. It's not gonna be actually a granny, it's actually gonna be like, just like middle-aged woman. She's gonna get pissed off the moment she's called granny. Is she hungry right now? fuck is Kuzumochi? I mean, from the name, I could say that say that it's a type of mochi. Kuzumochi is a special mochi made using kazuko, starch powder created from the kutsu plant. Genuine kuzuko powder is extremely expensive, so the ones presented here are most likely made from some other kind of starch.
そのくず餅はもしかして、この前持ってきたやつ？あれ美味しかったよね。そうですよ。みんなで食べましょう。
Well, I'm feeling this Granny Psycho thinks of May like a granddaughter. So she probably enjoys giving May these gifts when she likes them so much.
日持ちしませんから、今日中に食べちゃいましょう。
You can see the joy in the face as she stands there holding the bag of mochi. You like Kuzumochi, Mai?
好きですよ。嫌いですか？
I'm not big on sweet stuff, but I'll eat them.
甘いもの苦手な人がいるんだ。
Yeah, we exist.
最高おばあちゃんの作るくず餅は甘み控えめだからお口に合うと思います。あ、無理にとは言いませんけど。
Nah, I'll have some. I'd feel kinda bad if she went through the trouble of making them.
はい。おばあちゃんに感謝です。あ、ちゃんとスプーンもつけてくれてます。さすがです。それじゃあ、お一つどうぞ。
That granny is prepared. May hands me and Suguri each one piece of kuzumochi along with a plastic spoon. Take a look over at Suguri, she looks at me, and after concluding that we're both thinking the same thing, I ask May, you want us to eat these now? Or...
あ、いけないです。こんなところで食べるのはみっともないですね。
She really loves her sweets.
食べない？
And this one doesn't even care where we're at.
どうやらまだ心臓がドキドキしてるみたいです。
Why?
自分でもよくわかりません。
Cheeks redden a bit as she puts the kuzumochi back into the paper bag. You know why? I try asking Suguri this time, but she seems just as confused. If neither of them know, then there's no possible way I would.
それでこれからどうするんだっけ？区役所は案内したけど。
We need to go back to school and hand these over to the sister.
それじゃトンボ帰りになっちゃうのね。あ、今シスターって言った？シスターテレーズのこと？
Yeah, what about her?
あったの？
Yesterday, yeah. Was there finishing up some enrollment paperwork. She needed these documents as well, so that's why I came here today.
ということは。
Well, guess we'd better get going then.
路面電車ですか？
May told me that she usually doesn't take the tram. You can walk if you want.
はい、そうしましょう。
I would rather take the tram, but I can't say no to that smile. That one back there looks like she could be a visual novel main character. Anyways, we walk for a while and arrive at a rather crowded street.
どっちに行きましょうか？
What are the
こ
options?
っちに行くとリサーチゾーンです。こっちに行くと商店街です。
The Research Ward, a district dedicated to science and tech research, and the reason for Morino's global recognition. Many of the research done here has attracted the attention of countries, corporations, and foundations. It is particularly known for its numerous state-of-the-art medical research facilities.
あとはここから見えるあの白い建物が総合病院だね。
Listen to explanations patiently. Truth, I was already briefed on this area, since it's mission relevant. We'll see a lot of modern skyscrapers beyond the crossing just ahead of us. Government, businesses, and non-profit organizations basically have a monopoly on that space, which is why the roads are lined mostly with university and research buildings. The businesses you'll find there aren't limited to just Japanese ones from the UPJ and Commonwealth. You'll also see many names and logos from famous foreign companies. This is the other side of Special District Morno. Its dedication towards science and technology, symbolized by the research ward. Research fields are mostly in the practical areas. They cover a wide variety regardless, from architecture to general engineering, anything you could imagine. They also conduct top secret research here on technology to be used for national security. That doesn't mean everything they do here is private and secretive. Plenty of the research done here is to help better the lives of the general residents of Morno. A good example would probably be the medicine research. The residents of Morno have access to the most advanced medical care available in the world. People here can get treatments for diseases considered incurable on other parts of the globe, which is why there are supposedly many people who want to immigrate to Morno. You could probably use that to say the world is envious of the city's wealth and prosperity. But that's the state-of-the-art hospital. I must say that apparently they can cure you of any disease.
そうなの？普通の病院だよ。人がたくさんで待ち時間がかかるのよね。
People in the north say you can know someone's an expert in their field if they studied in Morno.
そうなんだ。
Well, they're just rumors. Suguri can't seem to care less. Not that I can't blame her. I don't care for it much either. Sorry for that yawn.
私、家の近くの診療所しか行ったことないから、大きな病気かかったことないし、付き添いで行ったことがあるだけ。
Same here. I've never been to a big hospital like that. It appears that we've both been too healthy our whole lives to fully realize and appreciate the wonders of modern medicine. So for people like us that never go to hospitals, it's frankly just kind of boring.
では、次は商店街へ行きましょう。ねえ、そろそろ戻った方がいいんじゃない？カイトの書類もシスターに渡さないといけないし。
Yeah, it might be too late if we go check out the shopping district.
でしょ？だから学院に帰ろう。メイはどう？そうですね。そうしましょう。
Go back to the academy and I drop off the documents with the sister in the faculty room. That, I've knocked down my last thing to do for the day. As soon as I exit the teacher's lounge, Suguri doesn't waste a second and excitedly proclaims.
さて、食事にしましょう。学食。
So that's why you were in such a hurry to get back here, eh? I guess May isn't the only glutton around here. Actually, I do remember her mentioning she was hungry earlier. Why couldn't we get food at the shopping district if you were hungry? Probably knew a few good places to eat in town.
すでに食券が手元にあるのよ。今日は私がおごるわ。
Oh, thanks. That's really nice of you.
転入祝いってことで。メイからはみかんとくず餅があるから貸し借りなしね。すーちゃんありがとう。それじゃ行ってみようか。
She seems to be pretty excited about this. She's probably just glad to get food after being so hungry. We entered a large, spacious cafeteria. This can't really be called a cafeteria. Everything in Morno is supposed to be lavish. I guess that doubles for Tenshido Academy, huh?
学院だからってのはあるかも。カイトってどこ出身？
From the Commonwealth's capital. It's hard to really say I'm from any one place in particular with how much moving I've done throughout my life.
だからかな。連邦の人っぽくない。どっちかというと合衆国？
Do I? Well, I actually lived there for a period of time. I managed to answer her question calmly, but I'm flustered on the inside. I have to be extra cautious around perceptive people like her.
そうだったんだ。メイは合衆国出身だよ。
Yeah, she told me. I was a bit surprised, to be honest.
意外ですか？気持ちはわかる。 無理の出身って言われても誰も違和感ないと思う。
Agreed.
よく言われるんですけど。出身とか私よくわかってないかもです。メイはそうよね。そこがいいのよ。もちろん皮肉じゃないのよ。わかってます。ありがとう、スーちゃん。
Dude, share a smile and join hands. A straightforward compliment from Suguri and an honest thank you from Mei. This is how you can tell they're best friends. I seem to be the opposite of those best friends who will bicker and call each other names on a daily basis. Knew a lot of guys like that back in my own environment. So, now that we're here and all, what do we do? Just about everything on the board says sold out. Seems their supplies on weekends are limited. The A and B meals are still available though. More specifically, things like noodle or bowl dishes can also be prepared upon request. They take a bit longer to make. Cafeteria is fairly vacant. See a few people eating alone, some groups chatting away merrily as they eat, even some groups of two talking over a drink. Everyone's using the cafeteria to do their own thing.
もう休みだからね。部活や何か用事があって来てる人くらいしか利用してないんじゃないかな。
I'm just surprised you have this many people on campus on a weekend. They really seem to just like hanging around here.
はい。天主堂学院はいいところですよ。カイトくんも気に入ると思います。
Yeah? Oh, yeah, I like it already.
それは授業が始まってから聞きたいわね。
It won't change.
そのセリフ、覚えておきましょう。
I feel almost a little frightened when she says something like that with such a big grin. After lunch, we leave the cafeteria and bump into Sister Therese in the hallway.
あら？東部カイトくん？雪代さんと早乙女さんと知り合いだったの？
Ah! I accidentally hit my keyboard. Because I don't know why, but I'm just holding it like not sideways, but like basically like the numpad is pointed at the screen right now. I don't know why I'm currently holding it like this. I just kind of pushed it, have it here like that here. Yes.
昨日知り合いました。ついさっき知り合いました。そうだったの。この子たちと早々に知り合えるなんて幸運ね。
Absolutely right, I'm already thankful.
それとも、東部くんは女の子に手を出すのが早いのかしら。
That is a sister saying that! That is a sister saying that! Unfortunately, I'm not exactly the best with women.
だらしないって意味で言ってないことを祈るわ。
Don't pray, just ask me. I'm really not some womanizer, I promise. The sister smiles, then looks at me.
雪代さん、ちょっと時間あるかしら。なんでしょう。佐々木さんのことなんだけど。ななみおばあちゃんですか？ええ、社会科準備室に来てくれる？時間があればでいいんだけど。カイトくん、スーちゃん、シスターとお話ししてきていいですか？
Sure, no problem.
私が校内を案内しておくから。ありがとう。シスター、大丈夫です。
Some of these lines are way shorter than I expect to be.
二人ともごめんなさい。雪代さん借りるわね。
Sister Therese and May leave and immediately start talking about something seemingly important.
さて、それじゃあパパッと校内を案内しましょうか。
All you, Suguri. Tenshito Academy's foundation lies as an old church that was repurposed. All you have to do is take one good look at the building architecture and you'll see that the school is separated into two complexes. One is older and houses the faculty room, prep work rooms, etc. So many rooms for the teacher. The other one is newer and has all the facilities and rooms students use. Tsuguri gives me a basic explanation of this, while also throwing in some of her own personal opinions.
一応ミッション系ってわけじゃないのよ。建物がもともと教会だったってだけでね。
They included the school's history in mission-related documents, so I already know all this. That's what I heard. They moved the church off to the mainland?
さて、これで案内終了かな？何か質問ありますか？
Yes, question.
はい、どうぞ。
I saw in a brochure that there's a helipad on the roof terrace. What's it used for?
緊急用じゃないかしら。そういえば使ってるところ見たことないわね。
Is that why it's off limits?
そうかもね。昔は開放されてたって言ってた。今くらいの暖かい時期なら屋上に出てお弁当っていいわね。
Maybe we could just sneak up there?
いいわね。
Wow, that was a quick response. You seem pretty gung-ho about this too.
楽しそうじゃない。
I can tell.
今度お弁当持って行きましょう。
Seems pretty adventurous.
他に質問ありますか？
That'll be all. That'll be all.
それじゃあ、私からも質問いい？
Go ahead. I can see the smile gradually leave her face second by second. She now gazes at me with a stern look.
本当に私のこと知らない？
Clam up after she asks me that. I know that questions like these have to be answered carefully. Can't be hasty. My silence right now isn't intentional. It's 100% reflexive. That's how serious her face is. So I owe her an earnest response. Sorry, but I really don't. I never knew anyone my age in Morino before I got here just yesterday.
本当？
This time her voice is more timid. She knows she's already asked me this question countless times. Yep, maybe we met one time in the Commonwealth?
それはないわ。私、森野から出たことないから。生まれてから今まで森野以外を知らない生粋の森野星人よ。
Yeah, then it probably happened. I also considered that maybe we'd met in the UPJ since I lived there for a bit. But yeah, if you've never been outside Morno, there's no chance.
そっか。残念。
Singer suppress forces a guilty conscience on me, even though I know I told the truth. She wouldn't be the serious of the issue if it wasn't important to her. Any other question, or was that it?
ないです。これで終わり。
Thanks for taking time out of your weekend to do this for me. I really appreciate it.
別にいいよ。私も楽しかったから。練習試合断っちゃったけどね。
Oh, did you skip out on your team practice for me?
部活は入ってないよ。帰宅部。
A scrimmage match for the going home club? What is that? You come to school on Sunday and then practice walking home?
どんな練習よ。何も部活に入ってないだけ。ハンドボール部の助っ人、昔やってたから。
Ah, okay. Team is enlisting her help, then she must be pretty damn knowledgeable. Maybe she's just good all around at sports. Would explain why her palm strike to my face was so effective.
部活は入ってないんだ。時々こうやって呼んでくれる友達がいるから練習に参加させてもらってる。
So you're pretty athletic, I take it.
歌の横好きかな。体を動かすのが好きなだけ。
My eye. Surprisingly modest of her. I fear that her palm strikes will only get more deadly as time goes on. So if you like sports, then how come you're in the going home club?
帰宅部をバカにしたな。帰宅部は楽しいんだぞ。
Sorry, I don't follow. I don't know how she thought I was making fun of it, or what even to respond with. I'm at a complete loss.
寄り道したり、買い食いしたり、お茶したり、楽しいこと満載なんだから。
So, nothing productive.
帰宅部仲間と帰りにテスト対策だってできるんだぞ。家の手伝いもできるしね。
So there's always something to do in the going home club.
そういうこと。練習に呼んでくれる友達もいるから、 運動したい時にはさせてもらえるし。
There we go.
それに練習に付き合ってあげると顧問の先生から時々食券をもらえるのだ。
I still fucking adore that expression! I'm going for her first! Just because of that expression! They're bribing you.
至れり尽くせりね。
I'm not sure that's a good thing, but yeah. Takeaway from this seems that Suguri is a pretty well-rounded person. There's plenty of friends who all do a variety of things and hangs out with them. On top of that, she even helps out her dear old mom at home. You have to be a pretty sociable person to get a schedule that cram-packed.
何がなるほどなの？
Yeah, I realized why the sister said I was lucky to have you as a friend.
どういうこと？
If you had to guess, what would you say is the number one worry for a new student?
なんだろう。私引っ越したことないからわからない。
Making friends and fitting in, that's the answer. So that's why I'm seriously glad I met someone with as many friends as you.
そういうことならメイの方がありがたいわよ。私なんかとは桁外れの顔の広さなんだから。
Really?
あのみかんとくず餅、あれだってそうよ。さやこおばあちゃんとか言ってたけど、一体どこで知り合ったのやら。
Not just a neighbor.
どこだろう。病院かな。教会でかな。街中でふらりと出会った人なのかも。
Sorry, I had to sneeze. That'd be quite the interesting story. Some random encounter with an old lady, then fast forward a bit and she's giving you her fruits.
私思うんだけど、カイトもそんな風に会ってない？
Ah, now that you mention it, it was pretty damn random. An empty park in the evening. Maybe it was one of those fated encounters people talk about?
でしょ？あの子ってそういう子なのよ。
What do you mean by who she is?
なんて言ったらいいのかな。難しいな。
Someone from Morino, maybe?
それが一番しっくりくるかもね。ミス・モリノ。
Kinda funny. You make her sound like the winner of a beauty
で
pageant.
も美人でしょ？性格も美人だし、いい子って形容がそこまで似合う子いないわ。
Really? I talked you up a lot when she talked about it to me about you. So she thinks you're better than her. Plus, I think the term beauty is much more fitting for Suguru than Mei. I do think that Suguru is more... looks better than Mei. Like, Mei isn't bad looking, but she has her beats. Looks are one thing, but even her personality is incredibly attractive. Has just this flair to everything she does. You can imagine her being well liked among both guys and girls.
ねえは誰でもいい子いい人って言うのよ。
Yet as it may, I still think she's a good judge of people. And I don't think she'd say something that if she didn't mean it. She just only thinks her friends are good people and wants everyone to know that. I've met Suguri now, too, so I can see how Mei was right. She talks incredibly highly of Mei, even when she isn't here. It almost feels like bragging. It almost feels like bragging in a way. You can tell she really loves talking to her about her. Since Mei can tell how much Suguri cares for her, they can stay as such good friends. I'm starting to fuck up lines left and right. I'm sure those people asking her to practice with them know how good of a person she is too.
でもカイトのことはそうは言ってなかったな。
What did she say?
嘘つきの反対の人。
Huh? What?
本当のことを言う人だってさ。メイにそこまで言わせるなんて、一体どんなこと話したの？
Suguri and I then leave and head to the social studies prep room to get Mei. After that, we leave the academy. Everyone says goodbye, and I head back to my dorm.
次のニュースです。昨夜未明、日本連邦内閣府の発表によると、 鉄道省の高級官僚数名による献金問題
After finishing my quick and simple meal for dinner, I relax and watch the TV. TV in my room is able to receive broadcasts from all three areas of Japan: Commonwealth, UPJ, and Morino. Political news consists mainly of two things: corruption scandals and the latest information reports from the army or government. About 100 years have passed since the Civil War, which divided Japan into two halves. In that time, there have been neither any military conflicts nor any changes in the national border. Tensions still run high between the two nations, for the most part, have over the entire century. The outbreak of war can come at any moment. Nobody knows what will happen. Nobody knows what will become of these two countries. And that uncertainty is felt in the Commonwealth, UPJ, Morino, everywhere. Those feelings of doubt and distrust towards the status quo might be a shared sentiment among every person on the Japanese islands, no matter their nationality. Okay, time for my daily exercise. I still have a bit of time until my status report. I occupy myself with some basic stretches and exercises in the meantime. In all honesty, though, I'm a bit surprised I lost consciousness from a girl's slap, even if it was more like a deadly palm strike. I need to drain my body more. The following day. I write my name Tobukato on the blackboard and then turn around to address the class. My name is Tobukato. Nice to meet you. After which I hear light clapping from two pairs of hands. There are Mei and Suguri both smiling at me. After they start, the rest of the class begins to clap too.
皆さん仲良くしてあげてください。わからないことがあったら教えてあげてくださいね。
As soon as I sit down in my designated seat, Sister Therese immediately starts taking attendance, abruptly ending my introduction at that. Oh, I like her. That's a handsome lad there. Anyways, homeroom went by without a hitch, and we now have a 10-minute break until our first class. May wastes no time and comes up to me right as the break starts.
Kaito-kun, 同じクラスだったんですね。驚きました。
Surprise, she says, but her face doesn't display anything of the sort. And with May opening the floodgates, Suguri and the rest of the class start gathering around me too.
ユキシロン、先週にシスターが言ってただろ。
Who the fuck is he?
そうでしたっけ。スーちゃん覚えてます？覚えているわよ。メイに紹介された時に転入生って聞いてたから、うちのあれ？二人とも東部くんのこと知ってるの？はい、公園で会いました。
And she's been helping me out ever since.
なんかその関係意味深。そんなことあるわけないでしょ。だって相手がメイなんだから。ねえねえ、東部くんってどこ出身？
I was born in the Commonwealth's capital, but I only lived there about 3 years. I moved a lot because of my parents' job.
連邦って居住の移動制限なかったっけ？
The fuck is that? Relocation restriction system, an old provision that remains in use by the Commonwealth, but is considered a dead law due to numerous provisions and supplementary laws. It is a leftover relic from the era of the shogunate, meant to be used for farmers and peasants. It has close ties to the old class hierarchy system of the time, which is why it is considered to be a dead law according to present-day standards. Also, national borders, for some reason, we have geographical lines which separate the Commonwealth, the UPJ, and the Morino. These are not officially recognized borders, though, and can be thought of more as something similar to lines used to separate districts or prefectures. However, multiple countries still treat them as formal borders, and they are used by the Special District Morino, as entry to the city is not allowed without government permission. Yeah, but it's fairly lax. My family's a good example of that, though admittedly not many people move from place to place so much as we did.
その辺固い印象あるよな、連邦って。 せっかく広い土地なんだから広く使えよ。
Guess that's about what people from Morino would think, but it's my parents' generation. There's been a lot of people moving around without much
な
worry.
るほど。しかし移住が簡単になってると言っても、この時期に転入って珍しくね？
Well, originally I planned to get here around spring break so I could start right on time with this new semester, but the paperwork kinda took longer than expected. Delays like that are relatively common in the Commonwealth, I feel. Which isn't a very good thing, especially the people who reside in Morino. I was surprised how quickly my paperwork at the board office went.
ひょっとして1ヶ月くらい春休みだった？
Yeah, it was pretty great. I started living on my own 3 days ago, so I don't have any of those back to school blues.
男子寮か。いいな。女いつでも連れ込めるじゃん。寮の場所はどこよ？
You have the resident pervert friend. I almost gave him the name Maison Tanshiro, but managed to stop myself. That thing may already warn me about what people use it as.
こら岩清水、君とカイトを一緒にしない。
あいたー！いきなり蹴るなよ。
I know his name now. Iwashimizu. Swift with both hands and your feet, I see.
どういう意味よ。
なんだ？転入生はもうやられたのか？
She's crazy strong. I had to taste the ground a whole 2 times already. I'm getting a good feeling about this class. I think I'll be able to fit in, no worries. I guess I really do owe it to those two. His eyes meet with mine, upon which she flashes a warm smile, almost as if she could read my mind. For Tenshido Academy was the school we know it as today. It was a church. It was constructed. Man was still a unified nation. I don't know why I'm just dancing in my chair right now. It's truly a reputable institution. It's highly regarded and respected not only here in Morino, but across the Japanese region as a whole. Which is probably why it earned the reputation as a school for the wealthy and prestigious. Royals and descendants of samurai and nobles, children of rich and influential families, you name it. They have status, they went to Tenshido. But if that was all, then Tenshido would have ended as your average school for bigwigs and geniuses. The school had yet to exist, and the church was what occupied this land. They played a strong role in housing and caring for the orphans from the Civil War 100 years ago. To this day, Tenshido Academy still provides shelter and care for abandoned and orphaned children. There are actually a few dozen of these children among the student body here. This academy is one where... Fuck, my back. Gotta break it. Ugh. Doesn't want to break though. The academy is one where kids from some of the most influential people in the world study alongside kids who have neither parents nor kin. Now that the academy has grown into such a behemoth institution that can cover all levels of education, noble residents of Morino and even transfer students like myself can be admitted fairly easily. Supposedly a large majority of educators and professors see Tenshido Academy as one of the most ideal educational institutions in the region. But ideals in the end are still only ideals. When ideals are implemented into reality, there are always cases where things fail. Even the greatest minds out there can't account for all possibilities and their theories. All you really have here is a school with a humane orientation.
よっしゃー！授業終わり！
What's that fucking name, by the way? Iwashimizu Munenori! What the fuck was that? Can I jump to this line again? I just want to see that again. Just look at him go! As soon as 4th period is over, Iwashimizu stands up and bolts out of the room, leaving his textbook and notes as they are. And he wasn't the only one. About 10 other guys did the exactly same. The remaining class seems to be more than used to this, as those in their path reflexively step aside to make way. Pretty impressive reflexes. It's supposed to be an elite school, eh? Rumor has it that the school is full of prestigious and well-mannered kids, but after witnessing this, I'm inclined to think otherwise. All I see are normal average guys starving for lunch. And I guess you could count me as one of them, considering that I'm pretty hungry right now. You're not going to the cafeteria, right, May?
お弁当を持ってきてます。おじさま特製のお弁当です。
Who's this uncle person?
はい。ダンディーなおじさまです。
Uncle Dandy, you say? Really curious about this person, but lunch comes first. What about you, Suguri?
私のお弁当は自分で。
Okay, I guess I'll go to the cafeteria then.
はい。行きましょう。
Huh? But you brought your own.
学食は給湯器もあるから便利なの。
Two of them grab their lunches, and we all three stand up from our seats. Glad they're kind enough to come with me.
早く行かないと人気メニューはなくなっちゃうよ。
I'm just looking at all the characters. This game also has like really unique looking background characters, and that's just fucking Kirito. I said unique looking, but I take that back. That is just another fucking Kirito clone. Get out! We don't appreciate your kind here. Also, does like every Mei uniform have like a hoodie? Sure looks like that. Oh, Hime as well. Also, that one looks like that one is standing extremely fabulously. That one kind of looks like Koshiji. On entering the cafeteria, we find a plethora of people there. Students talking, trays being placed on tables, chairs moving. All these sounds echo throughout the room. Seems the place is entirely different on weekdays. Well, the students who had to go hungry during class greedily devour their food to satiate that hunger. All the students who sat bored during class are now chatting as much and as loudly as they please. The exact same scene I saw in the mess hall during basic training. The meal B, an extra large helping of fried vegetables that I have on my tray, for instance, is something I could easily picture being served back there.
カイトくん、何か嬉しいことあったんですか？
Huh?
カイトくん野菜炒めを見て笑ってました。ご飯美味しそうですか？
They look great. Student favorite meal A, which is usually fried food, was already sold out, so I got meal B instead, which looked equally appetizing.
笑ってたというより苦笑してたって感じだね。
Suguri's comment is on point, so I come out with what was on my mind. It just made me think of the old cafeteria I used to eat at. Of course, I couldn't tell 100% of the truth. The cafeteria I mentioned wasn't the school cafeteria, but the mess hall at basic training. It was a lot less organized, where every day was basically a struggle to get what you wanted, and food was primarily Western food. But it had a very similar atmosphere overall. Military training and general education are two different things, but both institutions have one place where you are allowed the freedoms you aren't during lessons.
ひょっとしてホームシック？
Oh, not a chance! I'd have to be crazy to feel homesick when I'm about to have good food.
お昼ご飯はバンコク共通の楽しみですね。
I wholeheartedly agree. Well, that's enough talking. Time to enjoy these delicious veggies.
いただきましょう。
You'll begin to eat lunch.
カイトくん、美味しいですか？
Like there, he looks better. It doesn't look as weird as on that photo. Oh yeah, they're wonderful. Do you want to try them by any chance?
美味しいかなって思って聞いてみました。こういう子だから気にしないであげて。
What do you say to that, May?
はい、こういう子です。
It feels odd having you just like confirm it. Also, like this is like a really I'm not used to this kind of art style in chibi art. Like it is still chibi art, but it just looks kind of weird to me because I'm used to like Sabrina the Witch and Draki Riot's chibi stuff. It's also way too large. Can't quite follow Suguri's comment, nor May's response, but at the very least it showed they were good friends. Maybe May just has a tendency to interpret everything she says as a compliment. Red, you want this, May? I put a bowl of almond tofu that was included in my meal in front of her.
デザートいらないんですか？甘いもの苦手なんだっけ？昨日もくず餅私たちにくれたし。
That's right, I tried a bit of it and let the two of them have the rest. I remember them being quite happy about that. Sweet stuff isn't really my cup of tea.
得意不得意なんてあるんだ。
Oh, yeah.
それじゃありがたくいただきます。代わりにイカさんウインナーをどうぞ。しょっぱいのは得意ですか？
Yeah, I like sour stuff. But I have to say, asking someone if your sour stuff is your cup of tea is a weird thing to ask.
イカ？タコじゃないの？あ、ほんとだ。イカの形してる。甘い。
Squids? I thought those were usually octopus shaped. Wait a minute, those are actually squids. Huh.
おじさまの包丁さばきはすごいです。和菓子職人みたいです。
And I'll allow that masterfully crafted piece of art in an instant. Plop the squid-shaped wiener into my mouth and eat it in one bite.
やってることは普通なのに言い方がひどい。
Munch, munch. Pretty good. It's that nice sausagey taste.
おじさまに代わってお粗末様でした。
Alright, Ed. But yeah, I was wanting to ask you about that uncle person that made you lunch.
ダンディーなおじさまです。
Okay, I'm really curious. Who is this guy?
ダンディーなおじさまです。
Dandy isn't his name, is it?
外国人じゃないですよ。
Good to hear. Right, you said he was dandy? It's not really a word I would usually describe, I think would describe most Japanese people. I'm one of those Japanese people, but I realize I'm actually gone and I've actually gone and said something a bit rude to my fellow people.
そんなことないですよ。おじさまは自信を持って言ってました。
So, it's self-proclaimed dandiness. Person must be a sight to behold. Any of those kinds of people existed, ones that give themselves super weird titles and force their peers to call them by it. I actually know one such person, which is why I've been picturing him this entire time. Probably why I feel I shouldn't pursue this anymore, for Uncle Dandy's sake.
例の家のお手伝いさんよ。カイトは変な想像してるみたいだけど、確かにかっこいい人よ。ナイスミドルって感じ。
Butler? Description of him aside, something she said before that cat her description of her description of him aside, something she said before that catches my attention. So you have a butler at your home, May?
はい。お父さんよりかっこいいおじさまです。それ、メイのお父さんが聞いたら多分ショック受けるよ。メイに続婚なんだから。私もお父さんに続婚ですよ。相変わらずの同じ頃っぷりね。天然でやってるから始末に悪いわ。
Gentleman killer? I thought that was only lady killer.
なければメイが初代同じ頃よ。
Suguri seems to have an exceedingly high opinion of May. Oh, nothing beats having a loving family. And on that note, I'm done eating.
はよ。
Huh? What?
もう食べたのですか？はあ、お茶碗の中にご飯粒が一つもないです。5分と経ってないわよ。B定食って私のお弁当の2倍はあるのよ。私まだ3口しか食べてないです。日曜に一緒にご飯食べたけど、こんなに早かった？ですね。あの時は確か私たちが席を外している間にカイト。
Whoops.
そうだった。そっか。こんなに早く食べ終わってたんだ。
Two of them stare at me curiously. Didn't know that was considered fast. I don't know, I've just always been that way. Mealtime was never a leisure activity. Since we were on such a tight schedule all the time at basic training, I always focused on eating my food rather than enjoying it. So I developed the ability to wolf down any meal in 5 minutes flat. Finishing my meal sooner meant I could head to my next training exercise and get ready sooner. Finishing my meal sooner meant more time for me to take a quick nap. All in all, Okay, my old habits are a little out of the ordinary. Pretty much everyone I knew ate the same way. Maybe it's just a Commonwealth thing.
カイト、食事はよく噛んだ方がいいよ。ですね。
No, them are pretty serious about this. Thank you, I'll make enough effort to change my ways. Try to adapt a more normal lifestyle. Well, as the saying goes, old habits die hard. I'll need to be serious about this if I want to change. Later that day, I was surprised to find out that word had gotten around about me. The class I thought I was some sort of eating champion. Some were wondering how I was so slim if I was such a glutton, while others were saying I'd dominate food eating contests. I didn't really choose to be this way though, it's just the norm in the army. It seems I've given Tobukato the image of the skinny guy who's a monster eater. A little later, once school let out. It feels wrong to stop here. You guys going straight home now?
はい、まっすぐ家に帰ります。私も昨日言った通り帰宅部だから。
Right, I guess I'll go with you guys.
はい、そうしましょう。カイトは部活は入らないの？
Nah, I'm just trying to relax, as I noticed that I'm a little behind on the stuff we're learning in class, so I'll need my free time to study.
お、優等生だ。留学生はしっかりしてるね。
Of course, relaxing is my #1 priority. If I stress myself out with studying and extracurriculars all day, if I stress myself out with studying and extracurriculars all day, then why'd I even have come here in the first place? Jesus Christ, why can't I say curricular at the moment? I almost said God.
つまり遊びたいと。
It just makes me feel kind of responsible admitting it, but yeah, basically.
素直でよろしい。カイトの男子寮ってどこだっけ？
It's called Maison Tenshiro.
荷物置き場で有名なところね。
They already warned me. I'm not planning on letting people dump their junk in my room, though.
油断しちゃダメよ。予備の鍵をポストに入れたり、窓の鍵を閉め忘れたりしないように。
Wow, these guys seem like straight up burglars. Maison Tenshiro, the land of the lawless. I like the music! So, you two both live with your parents, yeah? May even has a butler on top of that.
私ん家はあっちの住宅街の真ん中くらい。私の家はあちらです。
Direction, she says, but she's pointing in the same direction as Suguri. Both pointing in the same direction.
角度が少し違います。ほんの少し上を指してます。
How's that any different, though?
メイの家は住宅街を抜けた丘の方なのよ。
Oh, higher. That makes sense. Wait, how the hell was I supposed to get that? Wait, how the hell was I supposed to get that?
怒られました。よしよし。
You're making me look like a bully here. Stop that. Yeah, you guys basically have the same direction to go to and from school as me.
天津道は路面電車で帰った方が少し早く着きますよ。
And I'd rather walk with you two.
お付き合い感謝です。それじゃあさ、昨日行けなかった商店街に行こうか。
Oh, I'd love that. Could you show me the best stores down there while you're at it?
任せて、ね、メイ。はい。森野は一人暮らしをしている人が多いところなので、カイト君も重宝すると思います。
Perfect. This feels like a better place to end it. I don't know, maybe it's just the music change. Why the fuck is that maid holding an owl that's just waving? Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. And so, see you next. What the fuck? There we go, I had to click twice for some fucking reason. That is weird! Bye!